jetzt schon mal live auf YouTube, sehr schön. So, geht los. So, we are live on all channels. So, hello to TikTok. This will be an English webinar from BestYou. We are not only an online channel. No, we are a whole team of specialists here, and we are doing this for decades, to be honest. And what we do is we deliver or provide knowledge to our community to help them to improve themselves, their abilities in life. And tonight we are talking about emotional abuse and how to overcome emotional abuse. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Becky Gertz, and actually I'm doing this for a long time already, not webinars. This we started just 2.5 years ago, I think. But yeah, to study this knowledge I've done for a long time. And the good thing about it is that it's all applicable. So you can use it, and you don't need to believe anything I'm telling you tonight. You can use the knowledge by yourself and then see if it works for you or not. And we will also promote some books in the end that will help you to get more tools. So this is really for people who really want to improve their lives, who really want to improve their abilities. Yeah, it's not really for somebody who thinks, yeah, I have some problems, but I will watch TV all week. And so this won't change anything. This is my first message to all of you. It's something you need to do if you want to change something. Yeah, but for me, I can say it's really worth it to invest a bit of your interest and time, because when you can observe that things are getting better, it's of course it's really nice. So, and emotional abuse is something that most of us have experienced in the past. So we all suffered from emotional abuse, whether it was caused by our parents, by our siblings, a friend, or most common from a partner in a relationship. So, and these people, they are trying to convince you to, they're trying to convince you that your own value is not enough. Yeah. So what you say, what you do, what you think, that's all not good enough. That's emotional abuse. So, but first of all, please get in touch with us. Just send us a little message where you come from and why you are listening to us tonight. So this is my main interest, to find out a bit more about you so that I know who I'm talking to and we have a little bit of exchange. So emotional abuse could be somebody who told you that you are not as good as him or her. Yeah, your value is actually less than, yeah, what you think about it. So that's actually something doing with your own way of thinking about yourself. So yeah, could you put that in the chat, please? Hi, Andreas, nice to see you. Could you please put into the chat where you're coming from? I think that's quite interesting. I think, hello, Shamsa, I think you're from Pakistan, is that right? So yeah, I can see Fiona, hi. Hello, nice to see you all. Shamsa saying hello too, great. So yeah, please let me know, especially here in Zoom and TikTok, I can see it instantly, but you can also talk to me from Instagram or Facebook, and then my co-host, my colleague here, will put it into my chat so that I can actually see it and talk to you. So yeah, why are you interested in how to overcome emotional abuse? This is something I'd really like to know. So what happens when you experience some emotional abuse? It causes that you feel like being not good enough. Yeah. So it will have an influence on the way you're thinking about yourself. It will cause that you may change your goals in life. They can destroy your own dreams. Yeah. So whenever you thought of, oh, this would be awesome, I'd like to be blah, blah, blah. I'd like to have something. Yeah. And first of all, you were thinking, yeah, why not? Of course I can do that. Why not? And then after this emotional abuse, it will change the way you think about yourself, your goals, and your dreams. So, Shamsa, thank you. Yeah, Shamsa says that when he had some extreme anger, he started crying. Shamsa, you're a man or a woman? I think you're a man, right? Because I don't know your first name. I'm German, I have to apologize. I think you're a man, is that right? So I can totally, a girl, okay, thank you. So good to know who I'm talking to. So that's great. And yeah, so definitely emotional abuse does something to ourselves, and we start changing the way we act, the way we think, and all these things. And so the real problem, and this is my message to all of you tonight, the real problem of emotional abuse is not the manipulation you have received or all the bad things that people said to you. That's not the main problem. We always think it is, but it is not. It's the way that those bad things, they find a way into our minds, and then they become part of ourselves. We let them in, yeah, and these type of ideas or negative thinking about ourselves, it has an influence on ourselves, and that's the main problem. But it's also good that it can only happen this way, because then we have a chance to do something about it. Yeah. So it got something to do with ourselves. I don't want to say we have to give the permission, but yeah, so we are the bosses. So the last decision is on us all the time. And but once this emotional abuse have made it into our own minds and the way we think about ourselves, then the real problems start. Yeah. It's a kind of giving yourself a bad self-image. Yeah. So this is something that ourselves, that we do. So, and that's the real problem of emotional abuse. It all starts, I will give you some information about the process, how emotional abuse starts doing something with ourselves. And it starts, so you need to understand what's going on so that you can have more control about it. So first of all, it's that our own values and our own integrity will disappear step by step. Yeah, it will become less. So let's see this beautiful word, integrity. What does it mean? The definition of integrity is the qualities of being honest and having strong moral principles. What is a moral principle? It's a rule that I follow, and it's based mostly on my own decision, that I think, okay, this is how I should treat others. And so integrity includes honesty, respect of others, responsibility, emotional self-control, punctuality, loyalty, neatness, discipline, and the stability of one's own action. So just to give you a little example, if you change your mind a bit, if let's say you experienced some emotional abuse, it found its way into your mind, and your own values and integrity will become less. So before, you would, maybe, that's just an example, you would have always said like, no, I will not lie to people. I don't like lying. I like to be honest. I like to be myself. So, but at this point, after the emotional abuse had happened, yeah, when this, it's a kind of downward spiral. It just go downwards, yeah. So, and after this had happened, you will change your mind a bit about being honest. You may start lying to people just because you feel less than before. Yeah, if you have strong moral principles, that also includes, that already includes the word strong. Yeah, if you see it strong and powerful, you will have your own strong moral principles. But once this downward spiral had started, these principles will disappear. Like if you had some bad influences of a very, very toxic person, for example, this toxic person may have told you about, oh, it's not that bad to betray people. Yeah. So it could happen that there's some point of agreement with this toxic person. And so the your own downward spiral had begun, and you may start lying to others. So this is the real problem of emotional abuse. But this personal integrity, this expression also means in general terms that you can trust this person who has a good integrity. You can really trust that person. Yeah. This person won't change his mind. Like yesterday, he or she invited you to, I don't know, to a museum or to the movies or whatever. And so at that day, when you had that appointment with that person, said, oh no, I don't feel like going to the movies today. Yeah, okay, no, there was a promise. These are strong moral principles. Huh? Okay. If you start to doubt your own decisions, or if you start to doubt your own ideas, then this is also part of this downward spiral. And once this started, so many interesting things, not nice things, but interesting, I think it is, things will start. Like you could have some misfortune, moments of where things just go wrong and you don't understand why. You could also become a bit sick, yeah? So all these things, life becomes more complicated than it was before. And when you experience that life is like this, yeah, it's all confused and bad things are happening to you, and you have a plan and then it doesn't work out, all these things, then you may even think that what the toxic person has told you before, bad negative things about yourself, that this person is true. Yeah, that it's true what that person has told you, because now you have misfortune in your life and less success. So that's a tricky situation, really. But what you need to know is that it was you who started putting all these things into your mind. I'm from Hamburg, Germany. And whereabouts do you come from? Kenny Eric. Thank you. It's always nice when people are talking to me. So that's really a good point, that it all starts with ourselves. Yeah, we have the emotional abuse of others. Definitely, almost everyone experiences emotional abuse from others or have had that in his past or her past. But the point is that we take those little ideas and put it into our minds and agree. And from that moment, then the real problems are starting. So I just want to remind you that thanks for the rose, that in this moment, it all starts to become complicated. The life we are living, the way we look at ourselves, our goals and dreams, they just vanish. And or we think, I can't reach my goals anyway. So things are going down, yeah? But don't forget, it all started with us letting those negative ideas and things into our minds. So we are the bosses about it, okay? That's really important to know. Personally, I don't believe that human beings are naturally victims. No, for me, it doesn't make any sense anymore. You know, when you start working on yourself and you start to overcome things that had an influence on yourself, then you can see how much you can navigate your own life. And I'd really like to share this knowledge with you, because it gives you back the hope and this self-esteem you need to reach your own goals. Yeah. And of course, there are many, many toxic people around us. So we will always be less or more. We will always be effect of those toxic people in our environments. But how much do we let them come into our own way of thinking? Yeah. And this depends on what we do. So it's under our own control to deal with it. Yeah. So that's a very important point. So if you saw you can't do anything about the effects of emotional abuse, okay, fine. If you believe so, this is the wrong channel for you. Yeah. Because if you already know you can't do anything about it, then I can't help you. That's the way it is. You know, everyone who wants to improve himself or herself has to be a bit open to the idea that it's possible to do something about it. Yeah. If you close the door so that nobody can come in, I can say whatever I want to, you wouldn't believe me. So yeah, unfortunately, that's how it is. So if you really want to change your life, if you really want to become better, if you really want to have the knowledge how to overcome obstacles and barriers in life and to go through those things, you need some applicable knowledge. That's very important in life. Yeah. All these wrong ideas or nice recommendations or, you know, information that doesn't make any sense, that leads us to nowhere. That's just not, it doesn't work. So this is something I'm using. If it doesn't work, that's it. Yeah, I will forget about it. If it works, hey, that's good. I'm using it. So that's very important. So if you started putting bad things about yourself into your mind, into your head, then it's up to you to get them out there again, right? Okay, so there are 3 steps you need to take to get them out again. 3 steps. So what is the solution? The first thing you need to know is the toxic things, the emotional abuse you have experienced, the things that a toxic person has told you about yourself has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Really nothing. It just tells us something about the person who were talking to you, about the character of that person. This is something we gain from that. It's an information we get about this person who abused you emotionally. This is the only thing we know. This person has a bad character. Otherwise, he or she would have never, ever said something mean to you and abused you emotionally. That's true, isn't it? So, okay, that's the first thing. Yeah, got nothing to do with you. Nothing. It's only in the mind of the other person. First step. Second step is you need to distance yourself from this person who abused you emotionally. You need to have a distance. You can't visit that person like twice a week and expect that you will feel better. That's impossible. And let's say you had a relationship with such a person who abused you emotionally, and you had a breakup, but you still have all these pictures of that person on your wall, or, you know, things that remind you of that person. You should get rid of them. Just chuck it, whatever, delete all the photos, get rid of it. Yeah, that's very, very, very important. Okay, the third thing you need to do is you need to bring yourself back into this good condition which you had before the emotional abuse. There's always a before yourself, yeah? If there is a you that had been different prior to this emotional abuse. So how can you recover this you that had no problem with having goals, with having dreams in his life, who had a lot of self-esteem and all these things, a lot of self-love? So where is that person gone? It's still there. It's maybe covered with all this emotional abuse effects, yeah? But it doesn't mean that it's not there anymore. It's still there. I can assure you. I can, really, from my personal experiences. So, and even if you can't remember that person anymore, it's still there. Deep down, yeah? So the third thing is you have to bring yourself back into a good condition. And how do you do that? Only by using correct information. You need correct information that will help you to do so. Everything that doesn't work, doesn't work. Yeah? It needs to be correct information to make it work, to cause that miracle, to make you recover from emotional abuse. So, the real problem of emotional abuse is that you stopped being yourself, right? And so you can get many, you know, good, well-meant advices from other people, and they all won't work. Yeah, it's depressing, I know. We know they might be right, they might be true, but actually we can't apply it. So, and then we feel even worse because you think, yeah, but this was a good advice. And I still can't apply it. So why is that? It's because you need the correct information, how to do it. And if you have this correct information, you can also use them to prevent that emotional abuse will happen to you again. Yeah? So you basically, with the correct information, the correct knowledge you need, you will get to a higher level than you've ever been before. That makes sense, doesn't it? So first of all, you were nice, then you received some emotional abuse, you went down this downward spiral, had all the bad effects of it, but now you're working yourself back up again, and now you're smarter than you've ever been. That's the good point about it. Yeah. So I just want to give you a bit more motivation to do something about it. Because it always sounds like, oh my God, hard work. Yeah, okay, you need to put some effort into it to get this knowledge, but that's it, you know, it's not really working hard like for 10 years and then you will have a little improvement. No, with the correct information, you will see instant results. So if you belong to that type of people who like working on yourselves, then I recommend some books to you. We have the BestYou book package, which is quite big. It consists of many, many books. You will need, if you want to recover from emotional abuse completely, you need all this knowledge. But on the other hand, life is very complex. And basically, you just need this. So I think that's quite cool. I read them all, that's for sure, not just once. And I also applied what's written in there. And if you apply it, you will see those instant results. Yeah. So what are the biggest effects you have from emotional abuse? That's basically somebody telling you that you're not as good as you are. So in every different way, and so what type of effects are you experiencing from prior emotional abuse? I'd like to know that. So put that into the chat. So with our BestYou book package, you cannot just overcome emotional abuse, but you will also get some tools for your work life, to rebuild your self-esteem, to improve relationships. And you can learn how to live with children, how to resolve conflicts, and how to learn not to fall into the next traps. Yeah, so life is basically full of traps, and if we don't have the knowledge, it's like we are a bit blind. So, and then we just realize when it's too late. So that's basically what it does. But if you have the knowledge, you will spot all these traps before you could fall into it. So that's a big advantage, actually. And but these books are just for people who really want to improve themselves. If you are interested to get more information about our books, then just send us a message with info, and then we will get in touch with you. I will get in touch with you and give you more information about the content of the books. And if you say, okay, I want to do a little, yeah, not too much, I want to start with a little, then I want to introduce this book to you that's called Self-Analysis. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. And so it comes with an extension course. And this is something you can instantly start with and have some improvement about the effects of emotional abuse. So if you want to have some more information about self-analysis, just say info, essay or something, then we will give you more information about the book Self-Analysis and about the extension course. So thank you all for listening. It was very nice seeing you tonight. Ciao, Andreas. And yeah, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Ciao, ciao.